Up stiff and sore, it might actually be how you're sleeping. So, as an executive mom, your mornings don't always start with energy and clarity. Instead, you may be waking up feeling groggy, feeling behind, your neck feeling stiff, your back aching, and your body feels like it's never get the memo to get that rest that it desperately needed the night before. Sorry. So it's easy to blame this on getting older, or I slept in the wrong position, or I slept funny. But here's the truth: your stiffness and your soreness in your back, neck, and in your body in general might have less to do with aging and may have everything to do with how your body was positioned during the night and those small sleep mistakes that you might be making. During your sleepy time, as in during your night time. Now, most of us don't even realize that these small sleep mistakes add up to these big discomforts. So, whatever's happening in the night will influence the daytime, well, pains and aches. Now, in today's video, we will explore what might be happening behind the scenes when you are sleeping and what can you actually do starting tonight to feel better in the mornings. Now, for those of you who don't know me, let me first introduce myself. My name is Swati. I'm an executive mom power coach. I help moms of younger kids who work in high stress executive jobs to manage their spinal, that is back and neck, and nerve pain despite low energy levels and lack of focus or brain fog, or mommy brain as it's sometimes called. Now, when you have, okay, so basically, how do I help you? Let's get into that first. I give you, I mean, there are lots of tricks I have up my sleeve, but basically, I give you easy exercises, lifestyle modification, tips and tricks that have helped me in my own pain and adrenal fatigue journey. If you're familiar with adrenal fatigue, you know there are lots of symptoms. The main ones that I had was low energy levels and lack of focus. And when you have these two, oh my God, it is so, so, so difficult to get rid of those aches and pains, leave alone thinking straight and going through your everyday routine without goofing up. All right. So I'm not saying it's impossible. I've been there, done that, come out on the other side. And here I am sharing these tips and tricks with you and sharing my professional knowledge with you in the hope that you don't have to go through the long journey that I did. Anyway, so let's not take away more of your time because we are moms, we are busy people, right? So let's talk about why moms wake up stiff and sore and those small sleep mistakes that may make a big difference. So, your sleep position may be stressing your spine. Now, most of us fall asleep. I mean, we are moms. When we are working moms, we have such long, exhausting days. You come home, there's so much happening in your house. As much as we love our jobs and our family, it can get really exhausting. And when we fall asleep in whatever position that is comfortable in the moment, but not every position will support your spine. So, for example, if you are one of those who just falls flat onto your tummy, or if you're one of those who twists your spine through the night, it can put unnecessary pressure on your neck, your mid back, lower back, even your hip and pelvic area. What can you do? If you are sleeping on your back, you want to put a little pillow or a support or a bolster under your knees to be able to get your lumbar spine flat on the bed. Now, what do I mean? So, for example, if I take my book here, and this is, if you look at the curve in your spine, all of us have a curve in the spine, right? So, when you're lying down, this is your back, okay? So, this is the curve in your spine. If you notice, when you're lying down, the curve, the inside of the curve, this part of the curve does not really touch the bed. When we bend our knees, our body is made in such a way that the lumbar spine or the lower back flattens and it is actually sitting completely supported. So the whole curve of the lower back, the deepest part of the curve of the lower back is supported onto your bed. Now, this is something similar to if you're sitting on a stool or a chair with, like one of those kneeling chairs where you don't have a back support, you start to slouch after a while, right? But if you have a back support, you can lean into it. Similarly, when your deeper muscles of the lumbar curve are supported, they can, when you're lying down on the bed, these lumbar muscles are supported, right? Rather than sort of just having the top and the bottom of the curve being supported. Anyway, let me stop harping on about it. So, what happens is you want to also make sure that you are doing your hamstring and your calf stretch, especially your hamstring stretching, because this is a position in which your hamstrings are in a shortened position. So if you are sleeping every single night with a bolster or a pillow or couple of pillows under your knee in order to bend them and flatten your lower back, please do your hamstring stretching. If you're not sure how to do it, just message me. I'll send you something to help, maybe a video or a link. Okay. Now, another thing is if you are one of those who sleeps on the side. Now, because we are addressing the lower back, so let's talk about that. When you're sleeping on the side, when you're standing, let's go back to standing. When you're standing, if this is your pelvis, basically the ring that attaches your lower back to your legs. So your pelvis is a ring. You have your legs attached to it. Your legs are not bent in towards each other. Your thighs are not towards each other, they are parallel to each other. Now, if you translate that to a sleeping position, especially in side sleeping, the lower leg is on the bed and the upper leg tends to not go parallel. So the upper thigh, rather, is not parallel to the lower one. Basically, it goes down. So it's like if you look at somebody standing where one leg is straight and the other thigh is actually leaning in. It's a similar position. So obviously you can imagine the kind of stress that accumulates around your hip and your pelvic area. Anyway, if you didn't understand any of that, basically you want to put a pillow in between your thighs. You can also put it in between your legs so that your legs or thighs are parallel to each other. And thighs, sorry, not or, are parallel to each other so that you don't build up that stresses on the pelvis and the hip area, and of course in your lower back as well. Now, I will come to the neck now, but the next point I want to make is if you are waking up with neck or shoulder pain, your pillow height may be either it's too high or it's too low and your neck is stuck in that awkward position for hours. So, what can you do? Now, sometimes people say don't use a pillow. I don't agree with that because a pillow is supposed to keep your cervical spine in a neutral position. This is my earlobe. This is the tip. Okay, the zoom is acting funny. This is the tip of my shoulder here. For me, my pillow should be thick enough to cover the distance between my earlobe and the tip of my shoulder. Because when I'm sleeping, the tip of my shoulder is resting on the mattress. If I have a pillow, say, which is this thin, I will tilt my head because my head has to reach the mattress as well. Or I will twist my arm and put it under my head, as many of us do. But then in this twisted position, you are going to have a lot of muscular imbalances and you're going to have your muscles sitting in a very weird and uncomfortable position. And it is natural that you might wake up with neck and shoulder or upper back, plus minus upper back stiffness or pain. It may not happen in one night, but it will gradually catch up with you. So if you are a back sleeper, so if you see the back of your head and your upper back, there is a little less distance than from your tip of your shoulder to the ear. So measure that distance. Like for me, it is about this much. So that is the height of the pillow that I should have. If you are one of those who switches between back sleeping and side sleeping, you want to have a contour pillow, which is higher on one side and lower on the other side. I know it's a hassle to change your pillow in the night, but then that is the best solution that I have come up with. If you are a tummy sleeper, please try and change your sleeping posture. It's easier said than done because I used to be a tummy sleeper. It took me months to transition, but it is possible. Now, what I have done is if you are interested in knowing the details of these pillow heights, pillow position, under the knees, etc., all that I spoke about, I have written a blog and it is called Why Mums Wake Up Stiff and Sore, Small Sleep Mistakes That Make a Big Difference. So I just read that off the blog. So that's the name of the blog. I will leave a link to the blog in the description of this video on Instagram. Link is in my bio if you are a busy mom like me. message me. If you can't be bothered to look for the blog, message me or leave a link, a comment below this video, and I will send it across to you. That blog has got details on how to change your sleep posture, how to avoid sleeping on your stomach, etc., etc. It also has a couple more points that I wanted to make today, but I think we are running short on time. Otherwise, this video will get too long. Oh, yes, it has a video on choosing the right pillow, why it matters for your sleep and spinal health. So that is a video that's present in that blog. It talks about posture resets, mobility breaks, nighttime sleeping routine. There's a lot of information jam-packed into that blog. It also has a free guide, which is called How to Maintain a Good Posture While Sleeping. So I'll just read this off. It gives you the details of the sleep posture in side lying, back sleeping, three postures to avoid while sleeping, and how to change to a better sleeping posture. That is when you want to transition from tummy sleeping to side or back sleeping. So, anyway, have a look at that blog. It has all that information packed in there. If you have any questions, any comments on today's video, let me know. I'll be happy to help you. And if you have any topics that you want me to discuss that are related to spinal and nerve pain, I'll be happy to help you out. Just drop it in the comments below or message me and I'll pick it up from there. Alrighty, I hope this has been useful for you. As I said, there's much more that I wanted to talk about today, but do have a look at that blog. It has all the information. Alrighty, I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.